Hi all, welcome back to DD at Peleliu. This is my part 2. Yeah, so the numbering is going to be nice and easy now. It's just part 1, part 2, etc. I'm not going to mess about with turns or anything like that. I'm not going to try and keep a single part to a turn either. That's not going to happen. Although I suppose we did do that last turn. It was turn 1 and some introduction, and yeah, I just got finished watching that back, and my yeah, I made a comment there saying it's like I've never played one of these games before. Just felt rather clunky and I mean, don't get me wrong, these games, I think it wouldn't matter which one I picked out the shelf. I needed to read the rules again. I said that, and I'd read through pretty much most of them, and maybe never got quite through everything, but enough. But it doesn't. There's still the procedure of doing everything, and of course each game's slightly different as well. I don't know if it was that big a deal. It was the tanks. I didn't read the description of how it starts. To be honest, each one of the games I think starts slightly differently, doesn't it? You can easily get muddled up in the first turn. To be honest, the landing phase and whatever within each of the games and whatever. But yeah, also trying to attack with a tank, and I eventually got there, shall we say? So hopefully I'll get smoother as things move on. And yeah, I have just released that part now, but there's not an awful lot to look at. But the fact that I almost got a few things wrong, it's good to get out there just in case somebody else might point me towards something else. Don't do this before you're about to do this, Grant. Don't do it because you're doing it wrong. Okay, we're in turn 2. We've set up everything. Well, that was in the end of the amphibious phase of turn 1 anyway, that you set these guys up. Like it's noted in this guide that although there wasn't artillery in turn 1 anyway, it can affect them. We might see that in turn 2, because I think artillery is going to kick in now. Well, turn 2, these guys are all going to be landed, in some state. And then turn 3, there'll be units on place here. The end of the amphibious operations phase, there'll be units in here. Then we come to the Japanese fire phase, they might get targeted by artillery, if artillery happens to be on the card. Yes, okay. So, yeah, just following along with this, I'm just going to use this guide thing again. So do landing check style, leftmost landing beach landing box. So we're looking at white 1. Now we can see that this time the only thing we've got left disrupted is red here. So these might benefit, but that's it. Because everyone else has been undisrupted now. So we've got in orange, yellow, whatever it is. Orange, brown, purple and blue all firing into here. And each one of these have the symbols. So yeah, good luck. That's something's getting hit here. Okay, so we're gonna draw a card for basically it's for all this. It's for this landing beach. Beach landing box, white 1. Right. So that's a card that we're drawing for. So we have just top bit here, landing, purple circle, no drift. So purple circle. So purple is firing into here. It is the undisrupted. It's got excuse me. It's got depth as well. I'm not sure if that affects the landing actually. The fact that it's got depth. What I mean by that is if we had... No, I think it just affects... I think it hits everything with a circle, does it not? Let me look at that. Yeah, it doesn't matter if it's got depth or not, actually, this one. Um, it says that um, if the colour of the landing card's target symbol matches a fire dot in the beach landing box, which it does, purple, right? And the Japanese position projecting the fire dot into the box is occupied by at least one non-disrupted Japanese unit, which it is. Remove a step from each US unit with the landing card's target symbol. So it wouldn't matter if this guy had depth or not. I was just thinking he can hit two things here, but this is different to the landing. So if he was just a single unit and not had depth, and there was 3 circles in here, then it would hit all 3 of them. Yeah, that's what I'm getting from that. So, however, this circle's getting a hit. Now, they don't get disrupted here, though, do they? I'm pretty sure they don't. If the position hex doing the firing is occupied, revealed or unrevealed, and not disrupted, then, right, remove a step. Units hit during the landing are not disrupted. Good stuff. Okay. Right, so he gets hit because purple circle. There's no other circles in there. There's no drift. So we're done. Just repeat step 1 for each beach landing box. See, yeah, so we're meant to leave these guys here before. Well, I suppose we should. This thing is, something can drift into here. You know, yeah, let's do it as it says. So we've got to repeat this step for each beach landing box. So that's that one done. So now we're moving on to white 2. That card's going away. And we're going to draw another card for white 2. Now white 2 is a bit better. It's only blue that can hit here. So yeah, if we don't get blue on the card, we're good, I think. Yeah, okay. So we, well, sorry, I'm looking for blue. I'm looking down here, and I shouldn't be looking here. It's this. This is the colour. So we didn't get blue. We got red, which is disrupted. Now that doesn't undisrupt that. That's only going to undisrupt once we go into the Japanese fire phase and we draw red. Yeah. Oops, careful, Grant. What did they said how iffy these can be? So no drift, red triangle, but red's disrupted. So yeah. If the position hex doing the firing is occupied and not disrupted, well, it is disrupted. So yeah, so there's no hit here, is there? And there's no drift. And we can move on. Yeah, okay, so we're going along to orange 1 now. There was no drift there. Now, if there had been a drift there, the triangle would have drifted. I believe. Even though it wasn't doing the hit, I think it was still drift. That's the impression I got when I was reading over the rules again. So orange 1, well, it's green and yellow firing in here. We've got green undestructed, we've got yellow, so green or yellow could hit. That's red again. Right, we have a drift right. Oh, well, hang on. Well, yeah, I think it just takes the triangle here. I think it just looks at the triangle. So there's no red firing in this position. So if the colour matches a colour in a beach landing box, it doesn't. Okay, so but let's move on, right? So there's no hit. If the card has a drift result, which it does, drift right, move a US unit with the target symbol at the top of the card to the left right. Oh, wait a minute. Right, I think I'm good now. Dry throat. Estella's going to fix that though, so we'll be fine. Right. So If the card has a drift result, then move a US unit with the target symbol at the top of the card to the left, right, as noted on the card. So it's what I drift right. Not just one hex, but one whole box. Yeah, so it would move. I went as orange one we're in. Damn, I still something in there bothering me, tickling my throat there. Yeah, it's orange one. So what it means is it doesn't move one. What is it? A triangle. It doesn't move from there to there. It moves into this box, into orange 2. Alright, 1, 2. Yeah, this is the third card. If the unit is unable to move because there's no beach landing box in that direction, then drift in the opposite direction. Well, that's fine. It can drift. See, that's all it says. So it's not relevant to the fact that it needs to be read. And that's how I read it in the rules. I'm just wanted to check it there in the rules again. Maybe hang on. Yeah, I'm scouring through the bit because I'm pretty damn sure I read this somewhere. I mean, I believe this to be true, that when we do move that, well, this guy is going to drift, so this B15 is going to drift into here. Okay. Now, he's not landing yet, but he's not now susceptible to the landing card that's drawn for this. That's my understanding, and I'm like, I can't find it, but I've definitely read it. I wonder if it's in the example here. No. It definitely says somewhere that if with a drift result, you don't then consider that unit for the next, because I've drifted, I'm not drawing the landing check for this orange 2. But he doesn't become involved in it, and it definitely says it, but I just can't find it. And that's really bugging me. Right, I'll tell you why. I just thought, could it be because I was reading the rules on my tablet, which is the most up-to-date rules, and 5.1, which is the landing check, in the addenda here, this is a clarification. It says 5.1, a unit that drifts is not affected by landing checks in the box it drifts into. So it must have that in the new rule book, but it's not in this old rule book, and that's why I'm not finding it. Okay, so he's drifted into here, so I'm just going to put him above. So he's not affected by the card that we draw for that. None of them are affected. No, that's fine, and that was that card done. So that's orange 1. That's the third card, yeah. So now we're going to go to orange 2, and remember, B15 is not considered here. We have orange and brown. Yeah, so here we go. It's green, so we're seem to be getting pretty lucky. So green triangle, well, there's no drift. There's no green fire in here, so nothing's going to happen. Now, the downside here is there's only 3 landing boxes and there's 4 units. So we're going to end up with a concentrated target there. So we've got, there's nothing we can do about that. That was because of that guy drifted. Right, so orange 3 is, now remember this is not brown and blue, is it? It's brown and purple. So brown and purple, this is the last check. And it's red with no drift. So good again. Yeah, that seemed to go really well. I don't know if it went amazingly well, but it seemed to go really well. I say maybe if I'd played the game yesterday, I would, and this was my second playthrough, I would have said, "Wow, that went much better." But it's been a while since I had a shot at it. But it felt like, we only got one hit out of all of them on the landing, and one drift. Yeah, it seemed okay. So we've done all the checks. So now we're going to move the units on the beach. Now, it says no more than 2 units per stack. This includes any units that may already be on the beach from a previous turn. Regimental HQs do not count against stacking any excess units of your choice. Oh, right, yeah. You don't need to. In fact, I mean, it's probably silly because we've got a whole bunch of... Let me bring the other guys down to make sure. I mean, it looks like they're all going to be filling up the landing boxes as well, I think. I would guess. Right, there's some, yeah, some tanks and there's some infantry headquarters units. Yeah, I mean, I guess what I'm thinking about, I think I'm allowed to leave somebody in one of these, you know, rather than have a concentrated target, but that's orange 2, so let me just check. My guess is we're going to have, actually, there's orange 2. I think that's the 2 units we're going to get for orange 2. That are going to go in these landing boxes next turn. Yeah, there's only the 2. Orange 3's got 3. No, surely I'm missing something. Orange 3's got 4 units. That feels like there's something wrong there. Yeah, something's wrong. Well, hang on. White 1's got... Oh, hold on. Orange 3's got blooming 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units. Orange 1's got 2. Well, I suppose... And then orange 2's got 2. There's orange 1. There's orange 2. And the other ones are white. That's white 1. And then white 2. But orange 3 comprises of this, and this. Yeah, they're all O3. I thought maybe there was maybe a mistake there, but the fact that orange 2 is only 2, orange 1 is only 2, white 1 is only 2, white 2 is only 2, and then they've got 5. So yeah, let's just double check that we could do that if we want. I mean, I don't know if it's clever to be doing that or not, to be honest. To be honest, you know what, Grant? You're landing in an intense fire anyway. So the fact that it's a concentrated target does not matter, does it? So yeah, I don't even think I should be bothered looking at this. And what I mean by that, so if this was just a steady yellow and we put both these units into here, then it'd be a concentrated target, and then these would be considered to have the symbol. But it's intense fire, so if yellow fires in it, it's definitely hitting something anyway. So, okay, so we're gonna land everybody first before we place these new guys. So what did I say? It was 7 steps. That was bad, yeah. Okay. So you can see we've got a 1, 2, 3 here. So I guess I should put one of the stronger ones with a tank. Oh, not a triangle though. Yeah, I think we'll take the diamond. I mean, it's always a bit of a gamble, this. I mean, I could put the triangle in and a triangle doesn't come up and nothing gets hit. Or I put the diamond in and then you've got a diamond or a triangle could come up. You know, but then if you do that and a triangle come up, they both get hit. So, yeah, I've always kind of thought about doing it this way, but I'm saying that, I've not done very well at any of these games, so maybe that's the wrong call. So this has got 3 intense and 1 steady. So probably better we put that guy in there, I think. And this guy's going to go in here into the slaughterhouse, I think. And remember, these can have a preservation move. I think it's a free preservation move from one of the hexes with the arrows. Although I want to say you can't. Wait, I couldn't do this because it would be an infiltration move. I can't do a preservation move as an infiltration move. I want to say that's right, but again, I would double check that if it's something I was going to do. Right, these three are straightforward, I guess. Well, this isn't the worst place to go, right enough, because this is disrupted. You know what? Well, I'm saying I don't want him. I've already said that, we could stack both of these together because, if blue comes up, it doesn't matter. It's intense. So, yeah, I mean, that's actually a thought, Grant. Because remember, if this fires as blue, right, it's got 2 hits. So it would hit both of these and disrupt. Remember, it would disrupt both of these. Whereas if we put, terrain's just the brush, isn't it? Whereas if we put this and this into here, well, if I'd done that, what would happen is that would hit 2 things, and it wouldn't hit the tank. It would hit 2 of these 4-step units and disrupt them. Which ones it would hit, we might get to choose, and we could. We would probably pick both of these then, and then that gets a free attack on that. Well, not a free attack, but I can attack, use one action and attack with 10 strength. So is it maybe clever, smart to do that rather than put 1 in here? I'm good with 1 going in here. I don't want to put 2 in here because then these are steady fire, and then that's kind of silly. So I'll put 1 in there, but I mean, what's the point in putting 1 in there? There is no point. I think we do this. Yeah. I mean, the only benefit to putting something in here would be if you wanted to do a preservation move, you'd be able to do into there. Whereas if I wanted to preservation move from here, I don't think. Maybe you should look that rule up first, Grant. Preservation move. Give me a sec. Right, so just out of my paper rule book, page 14, 7.35 preservation move. An infantry or engineer unit that begins its action in a US landing beach hex may conduct a free action to move 1 hex into a hex other than a beach landing hex. A preservation move may be into an enemy field of fire, but may not be an infiltration move and may not be used to enter an enemy occupied hex. A unit using the free preservation move may move only 1 hex. If I move these 2 guys here and decide it means I can't make a preservation move from there to there unless this was disrupted before I've done it, I suppose. Because that would be an infiltration move. Whereas if I go here, I could move that guy into there. But I could, I think it still makes more sense putting them in there. I don't know, maybe. Depends. I mean, if blue doesn't come up on the card, then if blue doesn't come up on the card, you've got purple. The other thing is purple could hit here, and remember, you've got to give out the hits. If purple and blue is on the card, right? Yeah, we're screwed. If purple and blue is on the card, then purple hits these 2 and blue hits these 2. But don't get me wrong, if this guy was here, blue's going to hit this anyway. So yeah, I think I'll go with that. I think I'll put them like that. Okay, Right, let's move along. Let's keep it ticking over, Grant, a little bit. So we've got only 2 on this and orange 1 with 3 choices. I mean, this is only yellow that's firing here, or orange. And then we've got orange, green, and then, well, the red isn't involved here anyway. Let me move this tank up here for some reason. Well, it was a better place to be because it was in there, so it was a slightly safer place to be. And yeah, I thought next turn it could maybe move into there and take that position. I think I'll move this guy into here. This is just the yellow. And yeah, and this into here then, because red's not firing. Something like that, maybe. Yeah. I mean, he can free preservation move to either here or here. Hopefully this guy's going to have a pop at this guy. Well, remember, that's going to be an action that because he's a free preservation move means, well, actually he could do that because that's disrupted. That's probably going to be an action for us. Yeah, and remember, Grant, you've only got 2 actions. So let's come back to all this thought about attacking here and attacking there. You've only got 2 actions, so yeah. So you need to seriously consider these preservation moves, I think. Well, this isn't going to leave anything to attack. Oops. See, like I say, you only touch them. You just touch them and they flip over. Because there's nothing, we're not going to be adjacent to anything here. However, this, we are going to be adjacent here. So that's another possible attack option. And he's only 1 as well. So we should put 2 units in there, definitely. So is this something where it'd be beneficial to put 2 of the same shape? No, it doesn't matter because it's intense fire, Grant. No, just going to go like that. No, actually, because he's part of. I don't think it matters, does it? It's not about keeping them together or anything like that, is it? He was part of this. I'm not going to start telling you what A15 is. It's in the rule book. Go and look it up. No, I'm trying to think about it, and no, it's in the rule book. You can look it up yourself. Well, right. Well, I'll put these 2. Like I say, I don't think it matters that they've got to stay together. So these 2 are going in there. And then, yes, this is going to be a concentrated hex, but it's intense yellow fire into there anyway. Yeah, part of me wants to not go in that hex, but that's maybe silly because we need to maybe think brown might not fire, and then we can maybe preservation move up. Because remember, the next guys coming in are going to need space. And orange 3 is like going to have a lot of units, so we need to clear this. Yeah, it doesn't help with that still being there. So I think I put that there then, and I put that there. Or is there something to be said for doing that? I don't know. Feels like there's an awful lot going on here anyway. There's only 1 unit. There's a good chance we're going to have an attack on that, because even if he does hit, he's only going to hit 1 of these, unless the event. Right, I've not drawn the event card yet, which could easily add depth, and then that changes things up. But you can't sort of say, well, that might happen, so I'm not going to do that. I actually think I am going to put this guy in here. Because, like, I've just looked in, and I wouldn't have really thought about this if I hadn't looked at what's coming next. But, like I say, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 units coming in orange 3. Are they all turn 3? Yeah. There's not any errata for that. No, I think I would have noticed that. HQ phase begins on turn 8, not turn 7. Okay, it must be referenced that something that starts on turn 8, but I don't think I would have glitched that. But no, yeah, it's just, I think we've got these 3 guys here, and we've got all this to come in next. So maybe there's a, but then again, maybe this extra units is because all this stuff over here. You know, and I mean, I don't know if I should be going down here or not. And yeah, these are the big things that are going to really let me down. I don't generally look for help and ask for, like, what should I do next and whatever. I thought about it earlier there when I recorded that first part. I thought about, you know, why not if somebody wants to sort of point me, but I don't really want to be being told, or, you know, I want to try and do it myself, really, don't I? But it's a tough game. It's a tough game, and I'm thinking, no, maybe we could sort of try and work together a little bit and see if we can get anywhere with it. But I don't know. Yeah. I'm not against. Generally, I've sort of said that I don't really want any sort of tips or, like, what I should do, but sometimes people just make comments like that. Yeah, I had it in the last game, you know, this is going to happen, that's going to happen, and it's hard to sort of ignore that, and yeah, whatever. Yeah, if you want to say something, say something. It's fine. I'm not going to be up in arms about it. But I did think about maybe trying to ask for a little bit of advice, but I'm not sure I'm doing that. But if you want to make any comments, then that's fine as well. Of course, I might already have moved on when you say, I wouldn't do that, Grant. And I've already done it. Because generally I'm quite far behind getting the videos out there to, you know, and then moving on with my playthrough. Okay. So, yeah, it was this guy we were still pondering on, wasn't it? Thinking that, yeah, and I'm just wondering, maybe that's why there's a force here to come along. I don't know, it sort of feels like this is a nice little bit to go and move into, and then move up here. This is this airfield position. But yeah, I don't know. I think I'm going to go with this and just move him into there. Like I said, okay, it's a concentrated hex, but it's intense fire anyway, so that's irrelevant. Problem is, if he did get depth and does fire, I want to say, even though these have got 8 steps as well, 4 steps each, this is closer. I think he gets priority to be hit, which would be a bit of a bummer. But right, last one. So we've got brown and purple and steady blue. And there's not really an issue with that. Well, that's steady yellow as well. So I don't want to concentrate any of the hexes, really, do I? Certainly not that one. That one might be worth a gamble to concentrate, because yellow's going to be more interested over here anyway. So in actual fact, I could put 2 units in that and it might not matter, but I'm not so sure that really helps. I think it would be better just 1 in each here. actually. That is intense brown and purple. Yeah. So I'm going to put one in here. So it is possibly tempting to put one in here instead of there. And preservation move, yeah, it's a free move. So one of them could move there, one of them could move there if it wanted to, yeah. Because if brown fires, it hits one of these, it allows the other one to move up. You know what? I think that's worthwhile doing as well. So I'm concentrating that hex, but it's intense brown. And yes, it's steady yellow, but yellow is going to be hitting this before it's going to be looking at it. And it's only got one shot. Well, unless, even if it gets depth, if it gets depth, it's concentrating on these. It's not going to, its priority is intense fire first. And although I'm making this a concentrated hex, it doesn't turn that intense. It just turns these symbols on the units into the symbol on the fire card. That's all it does. It doesn't take away the priority here. Okay. Is that everybody? Right, okay. That took ages, Grant. 36 minutes gone. Right, I've got to set these guys up, so let me put them in the boxes first. Okay, so there's set up for the next turn. Let's say a tank and the infantry HQ in each of these three. And this is a heavy weapons with infantry HQ. And then we've got all these. It's 3 infantry units with an HQ and a tank. Okay. So yeah, so it's going to be, we need to, yeah, that's a point. We need to clear these hexes. So yeah, you're looking for infiltration, but then if one of them gets, well, it doesn't matter. If I put it in there, because if they get hit, they're getting disrupted. They're not going to be able to move. I wonder. Right, hang on a minute here. Could I? Yeah, nothing really changed. Just wondering if I should maybe leave that space free. That's maybe not a bad idea. Well, if these fire, purple and brown fire, and assuming they don't get depth, then they're going to hit 2 things. So, and purple doesn't fire in there, does it? So brown's going to hit one of these, and purple's going to hit that. Right now, one of these are hit, one of these are hit. And the tank doesn't get a preservation move either. Now I wish I'd moved this. Oh no, this was disrupted. I couldn't do that. Because this coming behind is going to be getting messy. Well, is it going to get messy? What? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7 steps is fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, you're fine. Well, no, we're not fine because we're not going to have 3 spaces. That's a problem. That's what the problem is here. And we could help by leaving this space free, for sure, by putting that in there. Yeah, you can only have 2. Oh, in actual fact, no. Does it not say you can only land 2 units? You can only stack 2 units in a landing beach, a beach landing hex. No more than 2 units per stack. Yeah, you can't. Just that the stacking limits don't apply. Well, they do apply there, but so I couldn't have had 3 of them stacked together. I'm sure there's a better way to do this. That's why this tank's going to be kind of annoying because if brown and purple don't come up, then we can move all these out the way anyway. I still feel like we should put that in there, I think. Because if brown and purple do come up, then there's going to be something stuck in here or something stuck in here. That tank's probably going to be stuck in there anyway, though, Grant. Yeah, but if I leave that there, then there's going to be something stuck in there or something stuck in there, and probably that tank's going to be stuck in there. So let's put it there. Right, there's a little rewind that didn't really matter. I'm just still placing these guys, if you like. Hadn't moved on from that, so okay. Yeah, okay, let's do that. 41 minutes. Okay. Right, that's me finished with the amphibious operations phase, whatever it's called. Yeah, I'm not going to get through this turn on this part because I'm getting a bit weary now as well. I did end up starting a bit later than... Well, I started the first bit earlier on, but it was still quite late, and I wanted to come back and do another bit, but I had a feeling I might be struggling a little. I was early up this morning, 3 o'clock. I did come back and have a wee lie down though, so, but out of bed at 3 o'clock in the morning, it just wasn't a bad shift. It was a short shift, to be honest, but it's still... After all these years, it still doesn't matter to me. I still end up being knackered. Okay, we'll do the event then. Shall we? Possible events. Check for Japanese infiltration. It's just got a list of the events, I think. Okay, yeah, done a landing, placing units. Right, okay. Let's do an event. So this is just turn 2, remember. So the events might be listed in turn order, and well, let's see what we get. Yeah, 2 to 23. Add depth markers to 2 Japanese units. 9.2. Not good. Not good. Yeah. So this is where, like I said, we might... Right, 9.2. It's amazing that they keep that rule the same throughout the rule books. If you look at any of the rule books, 9.2 tells you about adding depth. I'm pretty sure it does. I'm not sure about the newer games, but... Right, so we want 2 depth markers. So choosing one without a depth marker other than a tank unit or unit in counter-attack mode, place the depth marker beneath it. If there's more than one eligible, then you choose it based on the following priorities. And if you're placing 2, you would resolve 1 and then do the other, wouldn't you? Okay, so the first priority is closest Japanese unit closest in hexes to a US unit. And that's why I was talking about some of these before, right? Well, this one's adjacent. This has got depth, this has got depth, this has got depth. So this is a target. This is a target. Doesn't matter if it's disrupted or not. These are adjacent. So we're talking adjacent here. That's adjacent. I think that's it, actually. So this one, or this one. Yeah, disrupted units may receive a depth marker, so it does confirm it there. But yeah, so we've got 2 to dish out, and we've got 3 possibilities. 1, 2, 3. So next priority is 2 or more are equidistant. Choose a unit in a position adjacent. If 2 or more units are equidistant, well, these 3 are all adjacent, so they're as close. Choose a unit in a position adjacent to a US beach landing hex and before choosing one, another position. So this is a beach landing hex, this is a beach landing hex, and this is a beach landing hex. So we can't break that down, can we? That's right, isn't it? So if there's still more than one eligible unit, place the depth marker in the position with the lowest ID number. If two or more positions have the same number, place the marker in position with the lowest letter. And it says, if the event calls for the placement of two depth markers, repeat this procedure. So basically we go through the procedure once and then recheck it for the second one. So lowest number and then lowest letter. So this is number 2, and this is 6, and this is 9. So that's going to be the first one. I'm just going to grab a depth marker. There's big piles of them there, so I'm just going to grab one from wherever. So he gets depth first. Which I think is fine. My worry is one of the other ones, I think, the way we're looking at things. Well, it's going to be this one, isn't it? I think. Because now these are the two closest. Yeah, nothing's changed, is it? And we're needing lowest number, so that's a 6 and that's a 9. So it's going to be the disrupted unit. But in some ways is kind of good because at least it can't fire. Yeah. Yeah, I suppose so. And we're going to be honest, we're going to get a... Well, remember, like I say, you've only got 2 actions. Yeah, we need these infantry HQs to come and stack up with us and hopefully help out. Thing is, they've got to be stacked with you, haven't they? Well, if this one lands, it can land in here, which would be fine, or it can land in there, you know? So, actually, something to remember. I mean, maybe not moving everything away, now that I've realised. Because they're only 2 steps, obviously, and they can stack nicely with a 4 step. Well, problem is this has got a tank beside it as well, so... Yeah, well, you'll need to worry about that come the time, Grant. So that was the event. 2 depth markers. And that was it. No heroes or anything like that, no. So that's the event card. Japanese fire. Well, 48 minutes. Yeah, let's do the Japanese fire, Grant. Do we want to? Yeah, I feel like there's not an awful lot happens, so I think we should. So it's just one card, isn't it? And then we just go through everything. Yeah, and there's not a set structure. It just talks about once you bring the letters into play, then you do it from nearest to you further away. I don't think it's a set. I mean, it does say you go through the colours left to right on the card, but when they're just colours without the letters, I don't think there's ever an issue. Yeah? So, right, shall we? Let me see where we're at here. Right, hang on, I'm getting muddled up here. Give me a second. Right, okay, so Japanese fire phase, right, there's no letters still involved. We're going to get the M next turn. Is there not a little space for them? There was in the last game, wasn't there? Where you put the... I'm assuming you're just meant to leave them there. Yeah, there's no way to put them, is there? I think Tarawa had a little strip on the map, didn't it, for placing the letters out, but... I mean, okay. I think what I might do is I might put them along here or somewhere like that, just to highlight the fact. Yeah. Okay, well, there's no letters this time. So draw a card. Right, hang on. Yeah, I've got all this counter-attack stuff again here. So draw a fire card and then blah, blah, blah. And then we do have artillery this time as well, so we'll be looking at that right away. Right, let's do this, and we can do this before bed, I think. Right, here we go. Well, we don't know what we want. Well, there's nothing down here, right? That's where artillery would be, so that's good. That's a good sign. Right, let's put it there. What do we have? Purple, blue, and brown. And none of the letters apply. So it's just purple, blue, and brown. Nothing else we need to worry about. So, yeah, I'll go left to right here along, and yeah, just try and work it out. So, well, this is purple, so it's hitting two things. This is blue, it's hitting two things. So it's not one of the ones we talked about that purple and blue came up. I think it is. So, well, actually, this is brown. That's hitting two things. Yuck. Right. So, yeah, this is a mess. Well, they can only get hit once at the moment. Now, does that? You know what? I was reading the rules, and maybe I didn't get on to the further on, but I think I done that the last time with Tarawat. And I'm thinking, I think it changes up. Is it when you get to the night turn? Because all the games have done that. They get to a certain stage, and then yeah. No, hang on. Morning turns after change and use command 34. Night turns, yeah. Kiro, no, that's bloody Nose Ridge. Here we go. No, that's not right either. Overnight turn. So does it not change up after that? Just thought this would be an R, yeah. I'm not sure. I mean, remember how they could change up and then they could hit a US unit more than once. Oh, well, we'll get to that. So, I mean, at the moment, this unit can only be hit. It can only be hit once, and it can be hit right now with blue, purple, and brown. Well, actually, blue wouldn't hit because it's a triangle. So, but we've got to make sure that this is spread about evenly. So, because purple can hit 2, brown can hit 2, and blue can hit 2. Yeah, this is horrible, isn't it? So, if blue hits these 2, purple hits these 2, and brown hits these 2. Oh my! That's horrible. Yeah, that's what's happening, Grant. So you do have to spread them out and make sure that the most getting hit. But I mean, everyone's getting hit. 2, 4, 6 units are getting hit. Wow. That's not nice. Right, so K31, and these are all disrupted. I should have went to my bed. Right, and then L31, it doesn't matter, he took a hit and landing. There's a different phase. So L31's taking a hit. So that's our first catastrophic loss. L31. So I will put in that box. It's a wee bit further up, so it should be alright. So that goes there. And then Yeah, so that was the 2 brown hats. And these are the 2 purple hats, and these are the 2 blue hats. So I'm hesitating here because I'm like, yeah, this doesn't look good at all. Well, if we did have some good landings, I think they've just made up for it now. That's a massacre. Of course, the depth. Where was it the depth got placed? Was it brown or purple? I think it was that brown position, wasn't it? But these 2 had it already anyway, didn't they? So, okay, so, and then, because these are unrevealed, these are all disrupted. Sorry, I should have zoomed in there a little bit, make it look a bit better. It's not, nothing's looking better about it, really, is it? Okay. Yeah, I think that's right. So, moving along, well, sure, it can't get any worse. Well, it probably could. So this is in red, green, and blue. Blue's done enough, anyway. Yeah, blues, each one of them have done 2 damage anyway, so that's not affected. Green's not on the card, and yellow's not on the card, so yeah, okay, so this is where we do benefit then, so see, it's not all bad, it's not all bad. Right, however, we're coming on to brown here now. This is only 1, and we've got purple, brown and purple. Remember I said about this as well. So, that's 2 4-step units, and that's 1 1-step unit. Purple can only fire. Yeah, so purple hits this guy, and he's disrupted. Yeah, no, you've got to do that way because purple cannot hit these. So although brown can hit that, purple's got to do the damage here, right? So he's hit and disrupted. And yeah, the tank I'll just leave like that, and then these, I think it's probably my choice here. Although one of them's got the symbol on it, right enough. So it might be that it's a diamond that's got to take the hit. Because brown can only hit 1 here. So let's just check the priorities. Give me a second. Right, yeah, I figured it was up here on the chart. I just couldn't remember which bit. I think it's that bit up there. Fire selection priorities. So we pick the fire dot priority, which is intense. Then unit with the most steps. Remember, both of these have got 4 steps, and they're both an intense fire, right? And then closest to firing unit, they're both in the same hex, and then it's player choice, right? Okay, so it doesn't look at the symbol here. I thought I might have preferred the symbol, so not to be. So, well, since there's a diamond there, we'll take the hit on the triangle then. Yeah, just a random thought. So he takes the hit and is disrupted also. And he's okay. So that was the 2 hits from them. Well, that's going to be it, isn't it? Yeah, that wasn't so bad. Well, I mean, that was horrible. This was nice. And this wasn't so good. So, yeah, me talking about having 2 actions now is just like decreased all this, because all these can now do is undisrupt. So we will be able to use this as an action to attack. And I'll tell you what, we'll be able to use this as an action to attack with both of these. Unless I want to be clever and not do that. I could attack with one of them and preservation move with that. I wonder what would happen if I attack with one of these and this was eliminated. Could I then preservation move into there? I'm not so sure I could. I think we need to look into that one as well. Right, okay, well I think that's all the fire, and there's no... Yeah, that was it. There's not as much. I was thinking, right, we're going along further, but no, that's as far as it goes. This blue fires into here, but we already... Yeah, it doesn't fire into there. That's fine, yeah. Actually, yeah, if blue did fire in there, we would have issues as well. It was just the brown and purple fired into there, so that's it. And there's no artillery on the card, which does kick in on turn 2. And now we can remove disruption. Well, we've only got red units. No, that's not true, Grant. We do have one of the tanks is blue, so I was in a blue position. So he's going to become undisrupted now as well. Oh, wait a minute. Damn it. I forgot about the tanks in turn 1. Oh, would it have mattered? Do they need to... What do they do? Right, hang on a minute. Let me put this back on here. I mean, right now, this purple tank could potentially be doing something. Letters aren't an effect, but tanks do things differently, don't they? Japanese tanks. Page 28. Let's just see. Right, they've got an extended field of fire, so he fires into here. He's in the purple position. He fires into here. No, actually, he fires into there. Which, because he fires into there and he's a tank, he can extend that field of fire into this hex or this hex. Or this hex, potentially. He can extend it one more hex. Japanese tank unit performs an action when its position colour appears. Oh, let's hope I've not messed up here. Well, the default tank action, because there's no letters involved, is fire or advance. Ugh. Ah, you goat. So I think these, well, I need to know what colours that we have in the fire card. Well, actually, see if I go over the computer right now, because I've uploaded that part. Somebody might have watched already and pulled me up and told me where I've gone wrong. What was the fire? Well, hang on, Grant. Hang on. They would have only disrupted in this Japanese fire phase. You're fine. Relax. This is only turn 2. In turn 1, these were still disrupted, weren't they? It was the end of the Japanese fire phase, and we must have had purple and orange on the card. Yeah, we had purple, orange, and I don't know what. We didn't have red. Well, actually, where's the other tank? No, it's red. I can't remember what the other colour was, but it doesn't matter. These were disrupted in turn 1, so all that would happen was the disruption would get removed. However, right now, you've just caught it in time. Because we've got purple, blue and brown on this fire card. This is only a relevant tank, so this would do something. I think it's going to advance. So default tank action, fire advance. A tank activated by a position colour without a lettered action, well, there's no lettered actions now, or with the I action performs the fire or advance action. And then fire. If any US units in a tank's unit's field of fire, it'll fire. So if there was somebody there, and even if it didn't have the diamond as a symbol, it would still fire. But there's no US units in its field of fire. So it's now wanting to try and advance. No US units are in tank's field of fire. Move the tank unit and depth marker, if any, to a position X that is unoccupied or occupied. Oh, here we go. Right. Unoccupied. This caused me trouble in the previous game, didn't it? I remember it stemmed from this. I remember asking questions about this way back. Unoccupied or occupied by a non-armoured Japanese unit and no more than 3 hexes away and closer to the nearest US unit. Right now we need to find the nearest US unit, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think that's it, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, it would be. So there's 2 of them. This and this. Yeah. So this and this. So can it move to a position hex that's no more than 3 hexes away from that? So it could move here, or it could move here. Yeah, where's my wee cubes? They're on the other table. Right, so the green cubes are its possible targets as being the nearest. See, this is a bit that I'm just hoping I don't need to look back on stuff here, because it then carries on here. If 2 or more eligible positions, I'm assuming, are equidistant from the nearest US unit, move to an unoccupied position, then the position closer to the tank. See, I struggle with this. I struggled with it before. If this moves to here, it's 1, 2, 3, 4 away from that. If it moves to here, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 away from that, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 away from that. So you would think it's that, but my worry is that there's something in this that doesn't look at that bit. If no US units in a tank's field of fire, move the tank unit and depth marker, if any, to a position hex that is unoccupied or occupied by a non-armour Japanese unit and no more than 3 hexes away and closer to the nearest US unit. So both of these are no more than 3 hexes away, right? And they're both closer. They're both closer to the nearest US unit. And that's why don't stray from that. Don't think, well, this is closest. At the moment, anyway, I mean, just don't stray from that. Now, this is an occupied hex, but this is an armoured unit. So it says non-armoured if it was occupied. So, and that's 4 away. So we're not considering that. That's going back the way. Yeah, so it's the 2 choices, right? So it then goes on. If 2 or more eligible positions, it just says position there, but I'm adding the S on. If 2 or more eligible positions are equidistant from the nearest US unit. Well, they're not, Grant. Is that not to say that that is nearer? There's something in this that maybe I need to look back, because this goes back to my previous playthrough, Tarawa. It also goes back to a questions I asked about this way back when I first played Peleliu. So if 2 or more eligible positions are equidistant from the nearest US unit, move to an unoccupied position, then the position closest. See? So if 2 or more are eligible, it's wanting to then move to unoccupied position. Well, they're both unoccupied. Then the position closest to the tank unit's current position, which in actual fact would be this one, wouldn't it? And that's what throws you here. But it's you know what the sentence says? It's that one there. If two or more eligible positions are equidistant from the nearest US unit. I'm going to have to stop here because this is what opened a bit of a can of worms last time. Yeah. I mean, you would think it would move here, but I actually think this is where it moves. And but reading that wants me to say that it's here because this is the one that's going to be closest to the US unit. But I don't think that's the case, and I think it's a wording in there that's something not quite right. Okay, well that's a fair place to just stop, I think, and then go and find out about this. Whether I go and ask more questions or... Well, I'm going to go look back on things first because this did come up in my Tarawa playthrough because I think the rules are meant to be the same. There's possibly some wording differences in Tarawa to Peleliu, and I think some thoughts were suggested that because it says it like this in Peleliu, that it was kind of, updated, refined, if you like, then that's how it should be in Tarawa, but it was nothing sort of set in stone. I don't think there's anything errata here. What am I looking at? It's advanced, isn't it, for the tank? So 13 something. Let's just see. I don't think there's anything in there. I think it's just something that 13.41. No, that's something else. No, there's nothing there. Okay, well, we'll leave this at this. It'd be nice if I could watch this, or you know what, just upload it, Grant. Stop your watching things back, and maybe somebody can just tell me straight off. I think I need my head's not with it right now, so I need to think about it more, maybe look back on some comments. I want to actually feel that I think the tank moves here, but the way you read it, you feel like the tank should move here. But that's what I'm going to leave there. I'll leave the fire card there because also this is going to undisrupt. Should I just do that now? You know what, Grant? Why? There's no harm in just doing that now because if you forget, so I'll just take that off because that would undisrupt. And it's just red disruptions are left, and we've not had red on any fire cards yet. So it's just red that's left. That's fine. So I'll leave that there with the cubes, and we can we'll work it out. It's we've been there before. Just I didn't expect that to happen so soon, to be honest. I thought, right, because I remember reading it in the rules. So I did read through that in the rules, and I thought, oh yeah, I remember all that. How does all that work? And then there was a bit of debate about it as well, and I thought, well, that'll be later in the game. There you go, turn 2, and it's like we've got it already. So at least I think I'm doing things right. I think it should advance, yeah. There's no letter, it couldn't fire, so yeah, I think so. Right, okay, I'll put this together, and that'll be me for tonight, and I'll be back tomorrow with some more. Okay, cheers.